to bring the dead son of his Guru Sandipani Muni. Lord who brought Arjuna to the abode of Mahavishnu Loka. Same Lord as the form of Ramachandra constructed a bridge. You may say that nowadays the bridge are constructed over ocean. The canals, Suez Canal, Panama Canal, so many canals are also built. So then what is uncommon in that? One government can spend money to build the bridges. But what is uncommon is that by making stones float, big stones like mountains of stones, floating in ocean is the uncommon activities, which the present day of science cannot comprehend. Lord can do anything. And there is no obstacle in front of Lord. Lord can walk over water, and Lord can enable all of his army of monkeys, apes, and boars. They all could walk over the water. Just by wishing, Supreme Lord can enable everything seems to be impossible, can become possible. So there is nothing impossible. Simple, if Lord desire, then all of his energy are to fulfill his desire. But Lord is always willing to do some activities that bring benefits to others. By doing such activities of bridging over the ocean by floating stone, the glory of Lord is narrated till now and will be narrated in future. Dwapar Yuga was 12,000. 13,000, I think, right? 4,32,000 into 3. That is 3 times more than the age of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is 4 lakh into 3 is 3296. 32 into 3 is 96. 12 lakh 96,000 years. So that long duration gone. Then Tretaya was 2 times of Kali and Kali. So altogether 4.32 into 10 to the power 5. These many lakhs of years gone. Still, the glory of Lord Ramachandra is visible. By the satellite image, we have seen that the bridge is existing. So Lord do uncommon activities to set proofs so that in future so-called atheists will find some proof and they can be surprised by the uncommon activities of the Lord. May their atheism get some fuel, something against their thought and realize that they should read scripture and accept scripture. What is mentioned in scripture is history. To know history, we have certain mechanism like do carbon dating and etc. We see some proofs. Like that, Lord has given enough evidences, especially Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, every part of India left so many proofs. By studying them, historical studies or the carbon dating, etc., the marks, whatever we find, can understand that these are 5,000 years old. And then we can understand that, yes, there is a proof that Lord has acted his pastimes in this way. So Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas, Purana means history. It's not myth. So atheists, they say these are myth. That's why Lord has performed transcendental pastimes. Both of these options are there in front of atheistic people, demoniac people. So they can say that there is no reason behind this creation. Kim kama ahitukam. They are less intelligent actually, but they prove themselves or show themselves to be most intelligent. Nashtatmana alpabuddhaya. And they act in a way that create disturbances to the whole world. Like you see this terroristic group, especially religious motivated violences, and can see the fight between Israel, Iraq, Iran, Turkey. These all things are happening because of their demoniac arrogance. To fight with each other and causes great pain to the world. Nobody is worried about others, even because of their impotence. They do not understand that how they will be gradually killing themselves and their futures. Nature has created so many disturbances because of their so-called warfare mechanism. Greenhouse effect is there. Heat is increasing in the world. We have heard already Indonesia shifted its capital. Going forward, Thailand is going to shift its capital Bangkok. Even Mumbai is also affected by sea level increase. All these things are happening because of these demoniac people. Unless they are controlled, punished, they would be continuing their disturbances. So Ravana was causing great disturbances to all other people, sages, and such demoniac mentality, they always create disturbances. They pollute women, society. So there should be some great policy, great people, and great process in place to make a world very peacefully established. Unless the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his messages is being presented to the society without Lord being in action, we may not be able to save this world from these demoniac people. How Lord can be in action, how Lord can be established in every human being. This process is simply the Sankirtan movement. The more people will be aware about the Lordship, the more take part in Sankirtan movement. So gradually these demoniac principles can be punished. What is these demoniac principles is also subtly available everywhere. Even among the neophyte practitioner devotees, there is a fight between demoniac principles and devotional principles. When devotional principles overpowers, demoniac principles goes away. So this is a regular fight that there will be demoniac principles. And one need to overpower the demoniac principles by developing devotional principles in him. So those who know that the birth and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not like an ordinary human being. Supreme Personality of Godhead, when appeared as a son of Devaki and Vasudeva, he first appeared in 400 form. Then upon prayer of Vasudeva, he transferred himself to 200 child and then entered into the womb of Mother Devaki. He performed many uncommon transcendental activities which can never be done by any of the powerful superhuman being. Who can lift Govardhan hill? Who can dance in the pang of Kaliya? Who can enter into the abode of Jamaloka and bring the dead sons? Who can enter into the Mahavishnu Loka, crossing all the layers of material world? Only Supreme Personality of Godhead can do. That is the essence that somebody being taken for human being in this Kali Yuga especially, if he works toward understanding the pastimes of Supreme Personality of Godhead, the transcendental appearance of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage himself in glorifying, hearing about the Lord, so that he completely understand who he is, what is his relation with God, Sambandha Vijnana. And Abhidaya is that glorifying Lord through the process of hearing, chanting, and remembering. Then his original problem of forgetfulness of his identity is resolved. He come back to his original identity that he is Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nityadas. And this is the most important sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada said, what is the most important sloka in Bhagavad Gita is that voice is low. Is my voice low? Am I perfectly audible to everyone?
Yeah, Prabhu. If voice can be somewhat more, then it would be nice. Otherwise, no problem.
Okay. So, Janma Karma, the work and activities of the Lord is to be understood by us once we thoroughly understand that by hearing from pure devotees by meditating on Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we know Supreme Personality of Godhead as He is, then we'll be enter into the spiritual kingdom and we'll get devotion. So devotion to the Lord is obtained simply by knowing the transcendental pastimes and knowing that Lord is uncommon, He can do all uncommon activities. There is a story that Narada Muni happened to visit. So two of the persons, one is a learned Gyani, another is a common ordinary devotee who do his work, hardworking devotee, do not have much scopes to cultivate knowledge. When Narada Muni asked, when this learned Brahmana asked Narada Muni what Vishnu is doing now, so then Narada Muni replied that Vishnu ji is crushing the elephant inside the hole of a needle. The Gyani could not believe that. That is not possible. How that big elephant can enter inside the small hole of a needle? But when same thing was told to the ordinary person who is not cultivating so much knowledge but is working hard and a devotee, he said, this Supreme Personality of Godhead can put the entire banyan tree into a very small seed and take it out. So it is not difficult for him to do these activities. He can do anything. The omnipotency of Supreme Lord. Sometimes devotees try to understand God through the process of knowledge. लोकेस्मिन् द्विधा निष्ठा पूरा प्रोक्ता मयन ज्ञान योगेन सांख्यानाम कर्म योगेन योगिना. Sankhya yogi, if he is go to the process of knowledge which is not supported by the transcendentalism, who is not aware about the uncommon activities of Lord, who compares Lord is as limited as he is, he do not understand the unconditional nature of Supreme Lord, cannot realize Lord. Even Gyanis need bhakti to know Lord. Without bhakti, Lord cannot be perceived. Bhaktya mam abhijanati javan jastasmi tattvata. So to know Lord, one need bhakti. So that process of sublime knowledge is mixed with bhakti that can benefit initially a person to grow towards pure devotion, and once one is in pure devotions, this knowledge is not for the need of a devotee. However, a devotee who is fully surrendered to Lord, even though he is not practicing the process of acquiring knowledge, yet he is completely aware about the transcendental nature of the Lord, can understand everything regarding the Janma and Karma of Supreme Personality of God. So such a person can very easily get devotion and enter into the kingdom of the Lord. So faith is most important. श्रद्धा श्रद्धा कहे न विश्वास सुदृढ़ निश्चय कृष्ण भक्ति कैले सर्व कर्म कृत है. One must get the transcendental sublime faith in Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sudhura Nishchaya means very strong. Nishchaya means determined, which can never be changed. Sudrida means strong like pillar. Very strong. Drudha means strong. Sudrida means super strong. Cannot be shaken. So such faith of a devotee in Supreme Personality of Godhead give him the real knowledge about the law. That's why Lord said some proof by constructing the wonderful bridge. Can see the satellite images, how the bridge was constructed. But people sometimes try to make their artificial God not by seeing the uncommon activities, but by the word of mouth. Many people says that he is doing this kind of chamatkar, so he is God. What is this little magic? You see the magic of the Lord. He can float the big mountains in the water. Ask this so-called, artificial God to do this kind of activities. Float a big mountain. What to speak of big mountain? Ask them to float a stone of like that small size stone, or try let them lift a stone in the little finger. Can they do so? Lord can do anything. One can take example of his pastimes when somebody claim that he is the incarnation of the God. Ask him to do any of the activities Lord has performed in his pastimes. Ask him to do anything to show. He may say that why should I show? Because he has to show, because he is claiming. Even Lord Rama has not claimed to be God, but he has set the proof that in future people may ask that what are the uncommon activities of him that you claim that he is God. So Lord has said so many transcendental pastimes. Lord Ramachandra, by killing Khara, Dusana, so many demons, Ravana, and constructing this bridge. All these uncommon activities of Lord Rama cannot be imitated by so-called artificial God. We need to be educate ourselves that what is the uncommon activities. Simply somebody can do little black magic, mind reading, or this kind of small things, and people think that they are God or incarnation of God. So that is the foolishness. Especially in this age of Kali, you can find there are so many people of this kind. One part is cheater, other part is cheated. Those who were cheated, once they were cheated, so their destiny driving themselves toward again to be cheated. So it is the society of cheaters and cheated. They cannot understand the glory of the Lord. One has to come out of this mentality to the mentality of servitude, humility, to do public welfare activities. And what is that public welfare activities? That which make remembrance of Lord, that which resolve their original problem of suffering. Just like if a son of Tata is not known to his father, his identity, and you know that he is son of Tata, and you make him remember that you are son of Tata. Then he will get back his father and his all hereditary property will come to him. Similarly, the forgetfulness of living entity is the original problem, and lack of devotion to Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of all distress. When he come back to his original transcendental position, he will be able to get this transcendental happiness, which is much more powerful, much more concentrated than the material happiness, which never lasts for long durations but causes so much side effects and pain in living entities. This kind of problem in human being is the greatest problem. Any welfare to eradicate this problem, I can say that this is the only problem. Forgetting Krishna is the only problem. We may focus on this problem, that problem, hunger, you may focus on that house is not there, people are hungry, they don't have shelter. So many problems are rooted because of not knowing their identity as a servant of God. When people understand that they are the servant of the God, then everything, all the goodness develop in them. दुख दूर गेला चिंता ना रहिला चौदुगे आनंदे देखी. When a devotee remember his original identity, all of his miseries will go at once. Dukha dira gela, chinta na rahila. His worries or anxieties is completely resolved. Which causes pain is the worries and anxiety about the present situation and the future outcomings. But when a devotee is surrendered to Lord, he is completely free from all such worries. Chinta na rahila, chauduge ananda dekhi. Everywhere he can see is well situated among this material world, even though he may be surrounded by demoniac people, yet he is protected by Lord's mercy and be peaceful. That is the protections of Lord. So that is the greatest welfare by somehow, by any of your activities. If you are able to make devotees or you are able to make ordinary people remember about the transcendental pastimes of Lord and they start glorifying Supreme Personality of Godhead, then there will be transcendence. So the transcendence occurs by remembering and glorifying Lord. To remember and glorify Lord is the only original welfare activities. So this Ramasatu was built by Lord Rama and his devotees. That gives us the remembrance of Lord Rama and that build a faith in the devotees. They understand Lord Rama's uncommon greatness as Supreme Personality of Godhead and they worship Lord Rama. So their miseries goes away. That is the original welfare activities as confirmed by Srila Prabhupada. But we all should focus on how we can present this sublime Krishna consciousness to the people, and that will be the only welfare to the society. Any other amount of welfare we try may not be really fruitful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the Bhagavatam class. If our devotees want to ask Prabhuji any question, queries, or add something, please.
Can conclude?
Yes, Prabhu, we can conclude for today.
जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, गुरु महाराज श्रीपाद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल।
His days Akrodh Prabhu ki jai ho. Thank you all the devotees in Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the Hare Krishna.